Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of the Hope Club. My name is Steph and I'm part of the families team here at St Wilfrid's Church in the parish of Brayton. It's great to have you with us today. Each week during the summer we're sending you a video like this one to watch, along with an activity sheet and a craft sheet to help you and your family spend some time together with God and hopefully have lots of fun too. Today we're looking at the story of Jesus calming the storm, which you can find in Mark chapter 4. In a moment, we're going to hear the story, but before we do, I've got a little ready, steady challenge for you to try and get warmed up, ready to hear the story. Are you up for that? Great. So what I'm going to ask you to do is wave your arms about in the air like you're a big storm. And then I'm going to say stop, and slowly I want you to move your arms in a smaller motion, and I want you to get gentler and gentler until you are completely still. Are you ready? Okay, wave those arms like a big storm. Oh, really wide and really big. Stop. Let's get slower and slower and make those movements more gentle until we're completely still. Today's story is about a really big storm and being a bit scared. And we're going to find out what Jesus did. Once we've heard our story, Dynamic Dan is going to help us to think a little bit more about it. Are we ready? Brilliant. This story is written about in 3 books of the Bible, Matthew, Mark and Luke. One lovely evening, Jesus and some of his friends got into a boat to row across the lake. Jesus had been busy all day teaching people about God, and he was very tired. He lay down and went to sleep. The wind began to blow and the waves got bigger and bigger. The little boat bobbed up and down. Jesus' friends got scared. Jesus, wake up! Help us! The waves are too big and we're not safe, they shouted. Jesus stood up in the boat. Wind and waves, be still, he said. And straight away the wind and the waves stopped. Jesus' friends were surprised. Jesus can even tell the storm to stop. Only God can do that, they said. They knew that they were safe with Jesus. The Bible says, "When I am afraid, I will trust in you."
Hello, it's Dynamic Dan here, and you might be wondering why I'm wearing this novelty umbrella hat. Well, it's because I'm expecting stormy weather. Any second now, thunder, lightning, torrential rain, gale force winds, yikes. Actually, I'm inside. I'll be fine. But you know who wasn't inside? Jesus and the disciples. They were in the middle of the sea on a boat. And to begin with, everything was fine, everything was calm. In fact, Jesus was so chilled, he was fast asleep, which is why I've turned his cup upside down. But the disciples were wide awake, hard at work, sailing the boat, when suddenly it started to rain, there was a huge storm, and their lives were turned upside down. Now, what can I use for rain? I need some rain. Oh, I know, water. Water, good idea. The rain came down, but not just a shower. This was serious rain, torrential rain. It poured and it poured and it poured. And that meant that the waves in the sea got higher and higher. Everything was sloshing around. Water was going everywhere and the boat was filling up with water. As you can imagine, the disciples were getting more and more worried, more and more afraid. But it wasn't just the rain, there was wind too. A howling wind, so strong, it was mixing everything up on the boat. It was swirling around, we'll mix these cups up. It was swirling, everything was getting chaotic and confusing. Of course, the disciples at this point were soaking wet, so I think I'm going to try something. I'm going to turn one of these cups upside down over my head, just to experience what it must have been like. Which cup? I can't remember which one had the water in. I think we'll go for this one. On 3. 1, 2, 3. The water's gone. It's amazing. Oh, actually, it's in that one. Well, There was wind, there was rain, thunder and lightning, a huge, huge storm. And at this point, the disciples were getting so worried, they decided to wake Jesus up. And as he woke up, Jesus could see and feel the rain pouring down. At this point, the boat was getting really, really waterlogged. There was a danger that everyone on board would drown. But you know, Jesus wasn't afraid. He wasn't scared. He simply raised his hand and said, "Peace, be still." And you know what happened? The storm stopped. The rain died down, the waves went down, the wind stopped, and everything was calm once more. And with that, the disciples' fears and worries were also calmed. No water! Amazing! So the water has completely gone, the storm had stopped, and what's that? In that cup. Did I? Oh, I poured the water in the middle cup, in the cup with Jesus on. Well, you don't want me to turn that cup over my head, do you? No, you do. Okay, but before I do, remember, when we feel like we're having storms in our lives, when things get difficult, Jesus can calm those storms too, and can calm our emotions. We just need to trust in him, come rain or shine. Wow, the water's gone. No water. And I have to say, water relief. Ha. Well, there are times in life when everything feels great. We're happy and it feels like a sunny day with no umbrella required. But of course, we all experience rainy days too. Life isn't always plain sailing. There are lots of ups and downs and things that come along to rock the boat. Sometimes we all feel sad, lonely, upset, scared, and even just under the weather. We might feel a bit empty inside, but the amazing thing is, Jesus never makes empty promises. The Bible calls him the water of life, and he can bring peace and calm into our lives. And when it comes to storms, Jesus is not just the calm before the storm, but he stands right there in the middle of the storms with us. He can help us to weather any storm. We just need to choose whether to accept him into our lives. I've been Dynamic Dan. Stay awesome, and bye for now.
Wow, wasn't that great? I enjoyed when Dynamic Dan reminded us that not only did Jesus calm the storm for the disciples, but he's actually right here with us in the middle of our storms too. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode of the Hope Club. We've loved having you with us. We're going to end today with our Hope Club prayer. Can you remember how we do that? We're going to hold out our hands, palm up, and each one of our fingers represents one letter in the word hope. So the first one is happy, then we've got oh dear, please, and everyone else. We're going to pray together today. First, we'll say H, and we're going to thank God for all the things that make us happy. Next, we've got oh dear. I know that I've made a few mistakes this week, so we're going to say sorry for the things that we've done that make God and maybe other people sad. Oh. Next, we've got please. So we can ask God for things that we need or things that we want. P. And lastly, we've got E, for everyone else. So we can pray for people who are ill or people who might need help, people who might just need God in their lives this week. E. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you next week. Make sure that you have a look at the family fun sheet and the craft sheet that go with this session. You'll find them in the description box underneath this video, and you might have been sent them in an email if you're already on our email list, so they'll be attached in that email too. If you missed the videos before this one, you'll find them on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Brayton Parish Selby. And if you'd like to be added to the email list so you can have these videos sent to you, please email or ask a grown-up to email Rev Hannah, and her email is in the description box below as well.